I'm Molly,
And I'm Richie.
and this is Cold and Unseen Podcast. Today, we are getting into the first we're getting into is Lizzie Borden.
I'm excited about this.
I'm so excited about this one because I also I went back into a deep dive last night because I knew that I was going to forget things, so I needed to take my notes. And I I'm on the side of she's guilty. Don't look at me like that.
I mean, you she probably is, but I mean, I feel like she had her reasons.
I do too. Oh no, there's multiple. I have notes.
Oh, good. I love this.
I have notes. Um, one of my notes even is underlined um as like as to why she like got off, and I wrote under it, "Bitch, please." So
It couldn't possibly be a woman.
literally, I wrote down because one of the things I was trying to remember was during the whole process was um was the jury was a jury of all men, and noted down specifically is that all male jury couldn't believe that a church going respectable Victorian woman was capable of such a horrible, cruel crime. And that was when I actually wrote down, "Bitch, please, grandma's garden."
So, to preface this for if people don't know who Lizzie Borden is,
Yeah,
she
I
was,
should probably get into that first.
yeah, she was part of one of the most famous unsolved cases in like United
History.
States history.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she was an American woman who was tried for and acquitted for the murders
Mm,
of her father and stepmother. They died by
hmm.
axe in Fall River, Massachusetts.
The
And
rhyme just
this
played in
is
my head.
cool. This is cool because I live in Fall River, Massachusetts. So I grew up with, the legend of Lizzie Borden and like the little childhood nursery rhyme,
Lizzie
which
Borden
goes,
took an
yeah,
axe.
gave her father 40
40
whacks. When
whacks.
she seen what she had done, she gave her mother 41. And that's always been like a haunting, chilling thing in this place. And I literally live right now on the same street as that house. And that's still like a haunted bed and breakfast now. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that's also on like one of the haunted places in America.
Yep. It's and I've seen so many things on this place. I've been to the Lizzie Borden house. I've wanted to stay at the Lizzie Borden house. I have convinced my sister that after this trip that we have coming up, the next one is probably going to be a stay at the Lizzie Borden house because I need to go back. Um, there's so much with this case, and I've known some people who are convinced that she is not guilty. Here's my thing. This was like this is such a I feel like if you know about the case and if you know about everything that happened, you are
Mhm.
either fully on the side of she is not guilty or you're fully on the side of she's guilty. And I think she is guilty. However, she was not the only one involved.
I don't think so either.
Her uncle was there, the maid was there. Like she wasn't the only one home.
So like, how did nobody hear? And you know what I mean? Somebody getting shot.
Well, hold on. I'm in my notes. So here's the thing. The reason, so a few of the reasons why she ended up of getting off of all of this was because she gave her um her testimony or her she gave her side of things, and hers was actually a few things were actually not allowed into evidence. The judge didn't allow it into evidence because she didn't have legal counsel present when she gave it, which is weird because you can give that today and they will still accept it. If you
Yeah,
if you spit stuff out before you ask for a lawyer, they're taking it. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
yeah.
But because she did not have legal counsel with her, her testimony was thrown out.
Oh my.
Um, Lack of it, there was the weapon was not found. Obviously, I think there were old accounts of her like of it found buried. I believe that's what I heard. I can't remember exactly, but there it was like there was something found later because I know that the actual weapon is somewhere now. I think it's in a museum now. Or what was believed to be the actual weapon. Um, and then the other reason was because there was a lack of witness. Because apparently the
Yeah.
two other people in the house never saw her because her and the maid just never happened to cross paths
There's a
while they
lot
were
of
both home.
theories. There's a lot of theories. One of which I am vibing with more than others.
Oh,
I think
I have so many. I've
Miss Lizzie Borden was a part of the LGBTQ gang. LGBTQ gang. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love that.
The alphabet mafia, if you will. I believe she was a lesbian. I believe that there
I don't.
was
I
some
mean, I don't
truth.
disagree.
First of all, gaydar is a thing. Even when you're looking at an old crusty picture of a lady, she has seen one up close. Let me tell you, okay, and maybe a few. But at that time, it was definitely not acceptable, especially
Oh
of
no.
of her stature. The Bordens were an
Mm-hmm.
important part of Fall River. They were, I wouldn't say a founding family in any means, but like they were a huge part of Fall River
Mm-hmm.
back in those times. So she was supposed to be a respectable lady, and there's
Mm-hmm.
no way that that could have been allowed. And I feel like that might have played a part, which is why I think that she also did not act alone. I think whoever her lover was also the co-conspirator.
I think there could have been a co-conspirator. I was reading a lot into more of her and her father's relationship.
Creepy. Nothing proven, but people have suspicions of
Of
like
what?
essay from him.
Oh, see, that's not what I was looking at. I I wasn't seeing that. It was more of what I was looking at with that was because I haven't heard those allegations.
Oh yeah,
Um,
a lot of theories.
I had seen that, which makes sense though, because what I had seen was basically, which that makes actually a lot of sense with what I was seeing, because basically it was really difficult for their family to get into the higher society
Yeah.
with the area because they were known as new money. They were known for new money. They weren't family money. They were new money. And back then, also, women were very under their father's control until they
Oh
were
yeah,
married.
absolutely. Oops, sorry.
And her father, because any man who came around, he never saw them as suitable. So she just stayed under his control the whole time. I mean, she was my age when this happened,
Yeah, and
which
usually
is crazy to think about.
back then, by the time
You're
you're
older.
you're
You're
multiple
old.
children,
Yeah.
you're married, you're taking care of a home of your own.
Yeah, I'd have a 10-year-old kid at least by now, and multiple.
Yeah, probably multiple.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That was
which
just what was
thank God.
expected.
Thank God.
I mean, I wonder again, that could play right back into if she was a lesbian and or whatever. I'm not going to give her a
Mhm.
label, but if she was interested in women or wanting to see where that would go, she probably would have a reason to get rid of her parents even more so if they're trying to get her hooked up with a man, but no man is right either, so they're just
Right.
denying her
They're
all
just
around
denying her
because
everything.
yeah, she can't have a
They
girl, she
just,
can't have a guy.
right. Well, and like, and after, right after her and her sister stopped speaking as well. And I think that also kind of plays into your theory of her with with um with the alphabet mafia. Uh,
Legit between qua. I don't know how to say it. I heard somebody say
I
that
have a
and
really
it
hard
cracks
time
me up.
saying it. I have a really hard
Liquid.
time.
The first
Uh,
time I heard somebody say, I was like, "Excuse me, what did you just say?"
I heard it and I loved it, and then it's very hard for me to say it though.
Legit between qua.
Uh, but what I had read about, I hadn't known about her really close friendship with that actress, and that had actually basically torn her and her sister apart after the incident, after her parents, and she had a bunch of parties and got very close to that actress. And then her sister was just like, I'm done, and moved, and they never spoke again. They never spoke. And the crazy thing is though, is her and her sister never spoke, but um, but Lizzie died at 66 from pneumonia, and what was it? 66 from pneumonia, and I believe it was like days later that her sister died after she fell and broke her hip on the same day.
Oh my God.
And they had never spoken, and until the day that her sister died, her sister still like was adamant, even though she was not there, she was not present, she was in no way, shape, or form aware of what was happening with her parents. She took it to the grave that her sister was innocent. She never spoke to the public or anything about it. She's just like, she's innocent.
That's all of us too. I wonder.
But like at the same time, if if something happened with my sister and like she had a legitimate reason for something, I'm going to the grave.
Yeah. Yeah, you never back.
Like
Yeah. No, I can see that. I feel
so
like
like
I
I'm not surprised. I mean, but did you watch Johnny Depp trial?
yes.
Loved his fucking sister.
Yeah.
Loved his fucking sister because the moment could tell his lawyer or the lawyer was like trying to get her to mess up and like be like, "Are you talking about? Or was he talking about his addiction problem?" She's like, "I don't know what he was talking about. He could have been talking about anything. We were just having a conversation."
I love that.
I was like, "You are
Loyalty.
ride or die, and I love you."
Yeah, it should be loyalty. I mean, I would I'd keep that in. I like it. But no, really though. I mean, she was probably right or die, and I do love that. So let's say for argument's sake though, that
Okay.
she was innocent. Who
Okay.
else could possibly have been the culprit? That's
The
the question.
uncle,
What would his motive be, though?
money.
So did he
I think
stand?
the only other person, because there was no outside intruder, there was no evidence of like someone trying to get in. He was staying there. He was also staying in the house. So that's why I think he was helping her. I think that that was like a whole thing. I think he helped her cover it up because it was also known that like the other thing about why she kind of got off was because she didn't have time technically to clean herself up and clean up any evidence before police showed up. So she would have had to have help. And if the maids supposedly didn't see her, no, the thing no one has talked about, only everyone has only said the maid never saw her. They've talked about her uncle being there, but they never mentioned whether or not they had any interaction the entire time. I have not once seen anything about that. And then he poofed. He left town.
Did he inherit anything, or did he stand to inherit anything if they were to kick it? Because if she was convicted of murder,
Mm-hmm.
um, then she wouldn't have been eligible to receive any kind of inheritance. So wouldn't that just leave the sister, Abby, I believe her name was, or that
Mm-hmm.
was the mother?
Abby was
Both, I think, right?
Abby was the stepmother. We need to look up these names because it was Andrew and Abby, I think.
Yep, you were right.
And then Emily was, I believe, her sister. And then I don't remember what the maid's name was. Bridget. No. Was it Bridget?
Might have been, actually. Hold on, I just had the article pulled up.
Because I think when I was coming up with names with my book, I remembered Lizzie Borden's maid.
It's so crazy to see. This house looks exactly the same, pretty much. Um, so, so Elizabeth was born.
Oh, the other thing.
Emma is the sister.
Emma. Emma. Emily, Emma, very close.
And they had a younger sister, Alice, who died at 22 months old.
Oh yeah, I do remember hearing about that. She's not talked about much.
So he was
Neither of
the,
them had kids.
that's what
Neither
he
of them
was.
had kids.
I was trying to
Oh
think
wait,
of
no.
what was important to,
Emma
um,
did have a
or
kid
did she? So
later
I
on.
see they, so Fall River used to be known for its like textile mills. That was like what Fall River used to be like literally known for. It was this whole shtick. We had like a bunch of mills. So that's what he was famous for. He was like a director of most of those mills back in the
Okay.
day. He pretty much was a big shot in Fall River. So, which is I can see money being a sure motive for sure for somebody outside of it. I don't know if money could have been the motive. Money makes people do crazy things.
Wasn't wasn't the brother a lawyer?
I'm unsure. I honestly, we never, I feel like a consensus around here specifically is that, like, we know she did it. We don't know why she did it, but she probably had a good reason. And, like, she's like an icon still around here. Like, I don't know why, but, like,
I
people
mean,
treat her really
honestly,
bad.
I get it because anyone that I know that knows of her, like I think I've only met one, maybe two people that aren't fully convinced that she did it.
So the
But like
tension,
we all get it.
it's so according to this article, tension had been growing within the Borden family in the months before the
Mhm.
murders, especially over Andrew's gifts of real estate to various branches of Abby's family. Their stepmother sister received a house, so Lizzie and Emma demanded a rental property, the house which they lived in until their mother died. They purchased it from their father for $1. A few weeks before the murders, they sold the property back to their father for $5,000, which is now equivalent to $179,000 in 2025. So their maternal uncle's name was John. He
Yep.
visited the home the night before the murders, and Andrew invited him to stay for a few days to discuss business matters. This led to speculation that their conversation may have aggravated an already tense situation, particularly about property transfer. Um,
Hmm.
they've been sick before the murders, too. That's weird. So I, that's insane. I wonder, the timing
Hold
is
on.
suspicious. Like that he showed up and started staying with them the day before, the next day they're
Yeah, because yeah, it's suspicious, and I think because I the maid knew something. The maid knew something, and because the other thing about it too was that like someone saw Lizzie burning her blue dress that she was wearing the day of the murder. She said, she said, and it was told to the person who saw her doing it that she had gotten paint all over the dress, so she was burning it. Do you burn all the clothes that you're just getting rid of? Why not just throw it away?
yeah, that is a strange action to do. Um,
You're gonna burn it because it's paint all over it? So where's all the other clothes you burn? Do you have a bonfire once a month? Like, burn all the clothes you're getting rid of?
this could have been about money. I just wonder what the uncle stood to gain or if he did gain anything.
I don't I don't think it was about money for the girls. I think it might have been about money for him. It was
It
like,
might have been
I'll
freedom for the
help
girls.
you. I'll
Yeah.
help you. And if we can, like, basically, if you get away with it, if you help me get away with it, you'll get something out of it. Because when Lizzie died, she didn't leave her money to anybody. She left it to an animal rescue. And
Oh,
her
wow.
sister left her money, which I guess her sister, when she died, um, she had a kid, but she was worth almost $500,000, and she left all of her money to charity. Which, if I was the kid, I'd be pretty pissed.
Yeah, I'd be freaking pissed too. But it begs the question, were you trying to pay some sort of penance?
Right. Well, and I think I don't know.
So where was Emma during all of this?
Emma was out of town.
That's a convenient alibi.
Right.
That is a very convenient alibi.
Yeah, but
Uh,
everybody else was at the house.
for both of them to separately donate all of their living assets to charities of some kind,
Hmm.
upon their death, that's clear guilty conscience. So I wonder if both were equally involved, or
Well,
if
and
Emma
and
knew and was like, "I'm getting out of town because I don't want to be anywhere around this when it happens." But like, best of luck to you. I hope it's successful. Like, I kind of feel like that's probably what happened.
well, and I think the reason why Lizzie left hers to an animal charity is apparent is or an animal rescue is because she apparently was known to really love animals, but her father was a shit was shit to animals. And um and they had animals, and they kept animals in the back of the house for food. So it was like rumored that she like hurt animals, but it was her dad like killing for food. And there
Yeah.
was one rumor that apparently spread that was never like they never uh it was never proven factual, but apparently supposedly a friend had come over and was annoyed by a cat or something. And so it was rumored that she removed the cat and went and beheaded it, but it was never proven.
Oh, weird.
So,
There's been a
yeah.
lot of rumors. They tell you a lot of stories. So as a kid growing up, in Fall River, I can tell you that there have been many rumors about her spirit haunting like Oak Grove Cemetery. There have been rumors, obviously, that the house that the murders took place in are haunted by Abby and Andrew Borden. There's been a lot, like literally, it was like I forget what it was ranked, but it was like pretty like top 10 or something, like scariest places on earth or something on like Sci-Fi
Um,
Channel. They came out when they came out with those segments, like scariest places on earth. It was
mhm,
in that segment. Like so, and there's lots of people that have stayed there and said that they felt like weird presences, that the bed was moving on its own. They could hear like breathing next to them when they were sleeping, like just like a lot of like haunted occurrences happening in the on that house, in that property. And so her house that she bought after the fact,
uh-huh.
was located on French Street in Fall River, and it's a
Right,
big, beautiful Victorian house. That's the house she
right.
died living in.
Yes.
And that house was empty forever. Like I think it sold like 3 years ago for like $900,000, something like that. Because they kept knocking the price down because that house was worth over $1 million. But they kept knocking the price down for whatever reason. So I don't know if there's any kind of haunting thing going on there, but it was off the market for a very long time. So that was
I
something.
don't know. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about the house in like the Lizzie Borden house. I've heard a
Yeah,
lot about that.
that's
I
on
want
Second
to
Street,
stay
which
there.
is where I live, same street.
Yeah, I know. I know. And I've seen people who've gone there and I there the one of the things I've seen there has been like this weird they what some people have experienced is like a very dark energy, like a very dark spirit there that I'm kind of wondering it seems very trapped in a specific room and it almost either seems like it's almost like demonic or it almost seems like it is that it could be the father
Other, yeah.
stuck and because of how he was at like in when he was alive he's just stuck and he's angry because
Well,
he's like
yeah.
an angry spirit when people are there like he's angry and um and yeah that's the one thing and I guess some people like you were saying like
Who knows
but it's
what's on
like
the other side? Like when
it's not
somebody
even like a
dies
person it's just like shadow like it's
well,
dark.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's so he first of all was from what people theorize about him, he wasn't a pleasant person in life.
Mm-mm.
He was a complete douche.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that mixed with the fact that he died in such a violent way. It wouldn't surprise me at all for him to be an angry, malevolent spirit caught in, Lord knows, probably reliving the worst things he's ever done, um, mixed with the horrific, gruesome death. He could be caught in a loop of all of those things. And, I 100% believe that. I believe that when there's a violent
Or he's just
death, it leaves like a kind of a mark in that place.
I don't know if he's reliving the events. Like I don't know if it's like one of those things where you're caught in the loop and you're reliving the events, but I do wonder if he's just getting angry and angrier because he's trapped and stuck in that house and he's reliving it because everyone who comes in the house thinks she did it, but
Doesn't
is
care.
completely understands and like knows why she would do it is on her side and like doesn't
Yeah,
care.
literally, she's an icon.
And
It must piss you off. Well, like, wouldn't it piss you off? I can only imagine.
and
Um,
everybody's just
Seeing
and
people
every
coming in and out of your house to celebrate the person who probably killed you.
right.
Yeah, the
Damn.
famous Lizzie Borden house. It's not just the Borden house; it's the Lizzie Borden house. Like she's a Fall River icon. She really is. And it's the biggest thing I feel like about this whole thing is again the ridiculous fact that she got away with this. I mean, whether or not it was deserved or whatever is up for debate. She committed a murder. If she did it, then there should have been consequences. But the fact that she did get away with it all because of the naive belief that a woman could never is
Right?
but
Right.
ridiculous. Like so ridiculous.
A
Uh,
woman could never.
could never. So I feel like good on her for getting away with it, but these men were clearly stupid in it, and I hope that that's a lesson going forward to never underestimate a woman. A woman can do anything that a guy can do, probably better sometimes. So, uh, yeah. So
I'm using our grandmother's garden so much.
I'm saying I believe it. I 100% believe it.
Divorce wasn't an option back then.
No, I honestly. But she died a maid too. Lizzie died an old maid by herself, never took a husband, right?
An old spinster.
So, which for me solidifies the lesbian thing, like even more so.
I
Because
mean,
I
it's
mean,
pretty
why would
typical.
she be
I
with
mean,
anybody?
it's
I'm sure she had suitors after that because we know pick-me's have been around since long before social media. So, I mean, I'm sure there were guys that were like, "Ooh, she's rich and accused of murder. I could probably get like stuff out of her, and we're ready to use her."
accused of
She never,
murder.
she never had anybody after that, and so I just feel like it just solidifies that that was a choice for a reason. And while she probably killed her father and mother to get away and be free. Um, she was never able to break free from herself, probably,
And just think
because
about
it sticks with you.
how happy she was after they were gone. There is something there.
She
But
was free
I'm
from something.
curious. I'm curious, and to kind of wrap up today, I'm curious what anyone else might think because is anyone else on our side?
Yeah. Do you think she did it? Why do you think she did it? If you don't think she did it,
Why don't
who do
you?
you think did? Yeah. Who do you
And who
think
do
did
you
it?
think did? And is there anything we're missing?
Yeah, because I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is, but if there is, I am very curious because I have looked into this so much. What am I missing?
Yeah, we want to know more about the maid. If anybody can give us more info on the maid, I'd be interested to know about that for sure.